which, by the way, if any of you all are interested in getting a recording of tonight's mic, as a friendly reminder, feel free to check out our YouTube channel because you can download YouTube videos for free. It saves me a lot of hassle. And maybe while you're there, subscribe. Maybe check out our other comedy shows. We got an awesome one called Too Funny Feedback. We used to have a Laughing Into the Void where we interviewed comedians. That'll probably be coming up in some iteration or another. Either way, it's really cool. I'm ready to get tonight's show started. Ayo, ayo, ayo! That being said, sorry for the delay, everybody. I just wanted to make sure we were going live. But hello and welcome to the TB&J Open Mic. I'm your host, Tom, and co-hosting with me, as always, is the immaculate, the beautiful, the gorgeous Brooks Popse. Ayo! And before we get started, I'm going to do a quick review of our policies. First up is the 2-strike heckling policy. First strike, we will mute you. Second strike, i.e. doing anything weird from your camera while you're muted, we'll just kick you out of the room. Next, we have a 0 tolerance harassment policy. So if you feel like you're being harassed, just send a private message to either me or Brooks. I remembered after his, consultation to give him co-hosting privileges. So we are both prepared to kick them out of the room. No questions asked. And also, when you perform, I will be turning my specific Tom Beeler Zoom square, if you're looking at gallery view, into a clock so you can keep track of how much time you have left on your timer. It is, again, 4-minute sets. And also, by the way, Brooks is getting married, and we're going to do his bachelor party next weekend. That's just a little personal tidbit about our lives, but that's important for you because every dollar you donate to District Comedy is it's not going to go towards his wedding, but it'll make us all feel good. So if you want to donate to the stream and support us, feel free to do so at districtcomedy.io. Again, that's districtcomedy.io. And that being said, let's get started. I'm gonna go off on a limb here and just do a 4-minute set. I have no material prepared.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
what is up, everybody? I am all about that crowd work, no trouble. No, it's a lot of trouble for everybody. By a show of hands, who here has been vaccinated? Ayo! Oh my God, why are you all not coming to the library? Because I feel like the only people who claim to read lately are also those who don't believe in science, and that hurts my soul so much. But no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this whole Delta variant. It feels like a sequel to a movie that should not have had a sequel in the first place. We're going COVID to COVID Delta to COVID Delta Plus in Korea, COVID Delta Plus S, COVID Delta Plus X Max. We don't need more iPhones is what I'm trying to say. But no. That being said, I don't have to completely talk about COVID during my set. I'm also a very big fan of continuing the trend of being successful in my personal life while everybody else's lives are falling to shit. I just got another promotion undeservedly at Library of Congress. I know. Yeah, laugh at that. Yeah, I also don't believe it. I'm going off of Desiree's laugh solely. But no, it is kind of an honor. I feel like it's a big accomplishment to do that. But also I feel like hitting the top of the library field is I don't know, being the best out of the alumni of Florida State University, it's not that much of an accomplishment, but relative to your own goals, it's okay. I hope that didn't offend anybody. Was anybody in this room from Florida State University? Again, let's do a show of hands, all that crowd work. No hands. That's the best possible case scenario. But I am a gay librarian, aka a member of the ABGILQT plus community, because alphabetizing, ayo. I know all about that Dewey Decimal System, except for, you know, the blatant like sexism and prejudice that got him kicked out of the American Library Association that he himself created. That's an inside joke for librarians. Either way, also very sad, even if you did get it. But what's some funny things I can say? I'll leave you with one joke, which is kind of not a joke, because I recently got engaged. Woo! So many obligatory celebrations this evening during my set. But one of the things my parents were really game about was like, as soon as my son gets engaged, we're gonna be like, oh my God, when are you gonna have kids? Yeah. And being the gay man that I am, I'm like, I don't know. We keep trying. We don't know what the problem could be. That being said, you know, while that seems like an aloof response, it is so much easier to say that than, you know, oh, you know, when two men love each other very much, we hop on the dark web using torrent, and 12 to 14 weeks later, Wayfair has just what we need, you know? Either way, I am gay, and that's how I want to end the set. Give it up. It's not Pride Month, except for how it's Pride Month every month. Woo, 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 woo. And also, that being said, I don't see him in the room yet. Let me just double check in case he has his camera off. No. Our next comedian, who I hope was paying attention because I was not ready to give them the on-deck message. She is fabulous. She was on Too Funny Feedback earlier this week. Her name starts with an A. Her first name ends with an A. I'm giving her as much lead-in as possible. Give it up for Amira Abu Al-Sad. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you. All right. So how is everyone? I don't care. It's about me. Okay, so I had this date with this vegan guy. Actually, he canceled. So it turns out vegans don't like to hurt animals, but have no problem hurting me. And I'm like, what am I, not a mammal? I wear a lot of leopard. And he actually canceled through my sister. And like, he has my number, but that's what he chose. And he was wearing like these hot pink Barbie sneakers. I think it was to match his personality, being a little bitch. I don't know. I didn't really like him anyway. He was like a really bossy vegan instructor, boxing instructor. He was like, uppercut, jump rope, don't eat cheesecake. So obnoxious. Like, I need to eat as many eggs as I can because I'm getting older. I'm not going to be able to have children. Science works. I didn't go to college. So I actually recently had a breakup, and I've been reading a lot of inspirational quotes. One of them is like, waiting is a sign of true love and patience. Anyone can say I love you, but not everyone can wait and prove it's true. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's really helped me. But why won't John call me back? Yeah, I'm over it. Cool. So yeah, he was like, oh yeah, we're cool. We can be friends. And I'm like, yeah, we're so cool. We're frozen. But I can't let it go. Let it go. I don't know. Even Wendy's meat is never frozen. I wish our friendship was like Wendy's meat. But not their chili. That's gross. Yeah. Like, I was talking to this Muslim guy, and he was admiring me for being a strict Muslim and not dating. I'm like, I'm not dating anymore, not because I'm strict, but because I'm not desirable. Like, oh. Okay, it's more sad. All right. I've realized I just have to trick a guy into becoming Muslim because I have to marry a Muslim. So we have to pray 5 times a day, and so I'm just gonna tell him, hey, like this is not prayer; it's just a new type of yoga. So we're like doing downward dog and chair pose. It's not yoga. We're facing towards Mecca, but not yoga. These are new mantras, not chapters from the Quran. Don't worry. You're not secretly becoming a Muslim. And then like switch out the bacon into turkey bacon, and he'd be like, "This tastes weird." I'm like, "Yeah, we're just using a new type of butter." Hopefully it works. I haven't tried it yet. I've heard you're supposed to put yourself out there if you want to find someone, but I'm afraid to leave the house, so I expect to sit myself. But I want to keep myself in there. It's scary out there. Emotionally, you can get hurt, and also you can get sick and die. All right, too real. All right. My mom wanted a haircut, but from one of her daughters, and my dad's like, "Don't ask Amira that went to beauty school, dropped out, but still went. She cares too much about messing up. Ask your other daughter. She doesn't give a shit how you look." So now she looks like Mo from the Three Stooges with a bowl cut. Thank you. That's my time.
Woo! Give it up, everybody, for Amira Abu Al-Sad. Woo, 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 woo! I question every day. I feel like Amira has just been like overly polite, and I've been like butchering her last name this entire time. Have I been, Amira?
It's Abu Saud.
Damn. So that's a yes. If anybody was wondering, I have been butchering her name this entire time. I will try and remember that for next time. But until then, don't worry. For our next comedian, okay, let's see her intro. Okay. Oh my God, did I totally skip Amira's intro? Yeah, I did. Either way, it's fine. I had like a custom thing for you because I love you so much. But also, our next comedian, her therapist is making her do this. It's Rebecca Bollinger. Woo, 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 woo.
Hello. Woo. How's it going? Oh, shit. It's been so long since I've written any new materials. This might be really bad. I've been super busy lately. I've been planning my stupid wedding. Seriously, so dumb. And I also found this like super long road trip up in the northwest of the US, like Northern California through like Oregon and shit. And oh my God, it was amazing. I'm talking about like incredible landscapes, incredible hiking, and miserable white people everywhere. I was alarmed. It was alarming. I have never seen The Walking Dead, but I imagine it's a very similar plot line to Driving Through Eugene, Oregon. Just like, I get why they have all the worst murders. It's a breeding ground for serial killers there, guys. But the hiking's great. On this road trip, we did binge a lot of podcasts and everything, and I discovered my new favorite podcast genre. All right, ghost story podcast. Anyone else? Like, oh my God. Step aside, true crime. These ears only want to hear what happens post-mortem, right? But like, as I was binging the episode, I kept hearing the same trope come up over and over and over again. And it's about like a young woman who is jilted at the altar and then she kills herself, right? We've all right? That's not even the joke. That's just, but like when I hear that, at first I'm like, damn, Edith, calm down. That guy was just marrying you because he didn't want to pay for the maid. You were supposed to dodge that bullet. Shit. But now that I have like meticulously planned my own personal wedding, I get it now. I fucking get it, okay? If I was jilted at the altar and it prevented me from attending my reception and experiencing my adorable brick oven pizza station, Yeah, I kill myself. Oh my God, I blow my brains all over my bridesmaids and their perfectly coordinated mixed match dresses, okay? If like I had put all that work into the wedding and then the groom cancels the party, oh my God. It'd be like if the best man comes running up to me while I'm outside of the chapel and he'd be like, so Brian just got cold feet and he took off in the limo. I'd be like, okay, do I still get my signature cocktail? And then, okay, so I empathize now with Edith, the ghost bride. But what is the other ghost bride trope? It's she honks the halls in her wedding dress, right? And I used to think that that was like the most like dramatic, over the top, like guilt trip ever. Ghosts are petty as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have my own stupid fucking wedding dress, I get it now. Okay. I have nothing but respect for these dead women who are just trying to get their money's worth, right? Oh my God. Now that I have scoured the planet for the perfect dress and have gone to like countless fittings to pay $900 just to get like this much fabric taken in, oh my God. It does not matter anymore how I die. I could die at the gym in a freak treadmill accident wearing a shirt I got for free in high school. Oh, it doesn't matter. I will be haunting that gym in my wedding dress, floating around, looking like the most expensive, sexy cream puff you've ever seen. Okay? That's everything that I have. Thank you.
Give it up for Becca, everybody! Oh my God! Oh my God! Just give me a second to turn out of a clock, but like, oh my God! Like literally, just the premise of like, you know, the wedding dream is to find a dress, and that dream is also what makes people ghosts. I'm dying a little bit, but not as much as Becca for finding that wedding dress. Nonetheless, give it up for the next comedian we have this evening. Well, before you start wooting, she has a question to ask us all, which is, oh, sorry, it's not a question, but I want to inform you that she is sorry she was late. She was in that place. Brooks, why are you touching the set list right now? You're like, Brooks Schandelmeyer icon in Google Docs is like covering the actual text. Like, anyway, Desiree Walsh is sorry she was late. She was in that place called Outside and would still like to know who books the lawn. Brooks, stop fucking with the Google Doc. Give it up for Desiree Walsh.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Desiree, and I love ring lights, but I clearly don't know how they work. Yeah. I am actually still outside. I am visiting my friend. I am a terrible person because I am doing an open mic in another room. Because you all know that if I don't do 3 to 5 open mics a night, I will die. I will, like, it's fact. I will die. So I am a terrible person, and you guys can talk about me later. I am also still disabled, as I think all of you know that. But again, I have to say that every time, or I will die. And I'm still Canadian, which is not a joke. It's more of a humble brag because the US isn't doing very good at COVID anymore. And I mean, that's very sad, but I am happy because I can now use that intro, but I am very sorry that some people are dying and stuff. Yeah, that's bad. What else? Oh, I had all these really cool jokes planned out, but most of them were act outs, and I have to hold my phone with my left hand, and so I can't, like, this is probably too inside baseball for the walkies, but it's hard to move a wheelchair in like a comedic fashion with just one hand, and it's also hard to mock you guys running with just one hand. So we won't be doing those jokes. So that'll be next week. Instead, I'll just tell you, I am still low-key addicted to psychics. Yeah, I have to work very hard not to give them all of my money. Yeah, I am highly suggestible. Like highly suggestible. There's a place in Toronto called Dundas Square. It's basically a poor man's New York Times Square because Toronto thinks it's New York. We most definitely are not New York, but the Dundas Square does have some similarities to Times Square. We have those Disney characters that will take a picture with you and then mug you. We also have like religious leaders or religious recruiters. There's a guy that bangs on a bucket. That's pretty cool. We have cult leaders and psychics as well. I have to stay out of that place because I will join a cult because they have cool purple robes and Lisa Frank stickers. It's not 1995 anymore. Those are hard to come by. It's almost worth joining a cult to get those stickers. So I have to stay out of there. Also, I don't know about how many of you are familiar with the Dr. Phil, particularly the episode where usually a woman has given all of their money to an internet boyfriend they haven't met. Yes. The only difference between me and those women is it hasn't happened yet. That's the only difference is it hasn't happened. I have gone to a psychic once, well, more than once, but we only have 4 minutes. So just quickly, I went to the psychic and I asked her who I was going to marry because I don't have time to put the work in. And told me it was a man I worked with who was a little bit younger than me that I talked to every day. And she said, is there someone like that? And I said, yes, but he's gay. And she kind of gave me a look like, that's what you think. And I gave her a look like, no, I've seen him full on kiss a man at Pride. He is gay. And she just said, oh my. And I said, yeah, so who am I going to marry? And she said, well, not him, someone else. And it's just like, thanks, Captain Obvious, someone else. That is the story of how I lost $25 in about 45 minutes. The one time I went to see a psychic. And there's another really funny part to that joke, but I think I'm out of time. So thanks.
Woo, 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 woo. Give it up for Desiree Walsh, everybody. She is out of time. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
And I want to say she is out of time, especially so because the entire like latter portion of her set was specifically about how a psychic was describing me that I'm the gay guy in her story.
Oh.
Spoilers. I know, wouldn't that just be like perfect for everybody? But I also want to like specifically call out because they ain't talking, but I'm really proud. We got 3 viewers right now, all of them on Twitch. Oh, we're viral. Oh my gosh. Again, don't be shy. Feel free to say shit in the comments. I'm pretty sure the comedians don't know where to find us on Twitch. So anything you want to say is like totally like good to go. Like you are safe. I normally advertise this as like a place you can tell your secrets because literally nobody is watching. But also give it up for our fantastic next act. She recently messaged me in the chat. Thanks, Q, when I told her that she was on deck. She thought I wasn't going to mention that, but I totally fucking did. But also her real intro is she is the trivia hostess with the mostest. Again, you can catch her at Distantly Social. She has raised like a ton of money, like over $20,000, I feel like at this point, for various charities for small businesses affected by the pandemic. Give it up for... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm guessing by her face that I may have exaggerated the numbers, but nonetheless, give it up for Casey Hackett. Woo, woo, woo! I'm so sorry.
Yeah, definitely not over $20,000. Over 15. Over 15. So that's still good.
On our way.
On our way to 20,000. Yes, thank you. As Tom said, my name is Casey. And a lot of people, when they meet me, the first thing they say is like, oh my God, growing up, I had a dog named Casey. What do you want me to do with that information? Like do a little trick, sniff your butt, like really bring in those nostalgic childhood memories. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing to say to someone. But I finally figured out the best way to respond to that. It's like, oh my God, you know what? That is such a coincidence. Because growing up, I knew a bitch named Laura. What are the odds of that? That is just wild. I recently hit an age milestone. This one really sneaks up to you. I don't want to brag, but I am now officially older than my doctor. Yeah, that is one that you don't see coming, but it fucks you up when it gets there. And this new generation of doctors, which is a sentence I didn't know I would ever say. But this new generation of doctors is just a little too considerate, you know, like they care a little too much. Like I walked in and the doctor, you know, she greeted me and she said, now, if you're comfortable, I would like to weigh you. Is that okay? Ma'am, I'm here for a pap smear. If my weight is the most uncomfortable piece about this appointment, we've got a bigger problem, I have to say. So I walk on over to the scale. She doesn't join me.
Oh.
I get on the scale. She says, now you tell me the number you see that you would like me to write down.
Wow.
That's not how weight works. Like that's how weight works at the DMV. But that's not how weight works at, you know, the place where the woman who's writing my prescription drugs should have like a good ballpark of what she's working, you know? It's a good thing. So my mom's a nurse and it's a good thing she retired before all this like really nice doctoring started to happen. Cause I tell you, Babs does not sugarcoat shit. Not in the least. I just got a text from her earlier this evening, a couple hours ago. And it said, you should sign up for Match.com. You're too old for Bumble.
Damn.
Oh.
Like, can I report my mom for cyberbullying? I've heard about direct-to-consumer marketing, but like, oh, Match, getting the mothers involved, that's just too direct. And we weren't even talking about dating. We were talking about Jeopardy. It was a few hours ago. Yeah. Was there a category tonight called women with aging ovaries and too many puzzles? She's like, yeah, I gotta text Casey. I really do. Yeah, there's more to that joke, but there's just not enough time. So let's just all think about what that Jeopardy category would have questions in, right? Let's just take a moment. Women with aging ovaries and too many puzzles. Thank you guys. That's my time.
Woo, woo, woo! Give it up for Casey Hackett, everybody. And as we do this super smooth transition, I just want to say that our next comedian is special for multiple reasons, but not just because he is going to be doing the next set of jokes, but because he's my co-host and going to be taking over the mic for the rest of the night. Don't worry, I'll still be doing tech, so you can still, you know, reference all your complaints towards the same email address. But give it up right now for Brooksy Poopsy Schandelmeyer. Woo, 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 woo!
Yeah, boys. What is going on, everybody? It is so good to see all of you here, even though it means the world is dying because the air is poison and we can't go out safely anymore. What a good time.
That is what.
So, guys, I got to tell the story because, like, someone was talking to me and they said, hey, my 10-year-old thinks you're the coolest. And this really confused me because, like, I've been called a lot of things, but cool is not one of them. Like, I have no idea what I did to give such a wrong impression of myself. So, like, I've been called funny, like, not at this exact moment in time, but I occasionally have my moments. I've been called handsome, like, you know, some people are into childless dudes that have dad bods. I've been called book smart. which I think is a really polite way of people telling me I can't read social cues.
Yes.
But never cool. And then I realized, oh, 10-year-olds think dumb stuff is cool. And she's making fun of you because you're 30 and you still watch Batman cartoons. Wow, just a gentle chuckle. That reference is funny. Not right now, but occasionally. I've been exercising a lot recently, and like, guys, I thought I was finally like losing weight. I was looking good. I felt good about my body. And so I went out and got my picture taken. And now I don't feel good about my body anymore. Like, oh yeah, I still look like an ugly little troll goblin. But like, guys, I got fat in lockdown. And part of it is because I realized I'm an adult and I can cook Thanksgiving foods whenever I want. But the other part of it is like, I am a stress eater and things are so stressful these days. And I'm not talking like, I grab an extra cookie at dinner, or like I get a candy bar at the checkout aisle at the grocery store level of stress eating. No, I'm talking eating an entire rotisserie chicken out of the trunk of my car in a grocery store parking lot level of stress eating. Like, I'm sitting there shoving meat and bones in my mouth, like that's me trying to scare you guys away from my chicken. Come on, guys, keep up. And like, I'm worried though that someone's going to see this and they're going to think they encountered like the dumbest urban legend possible. Like, you got Mothman, who's cool. You got Bigfoot, who's cool. You got the Chupacabra, that's cool. And then you got me, the Safeway parking lot gremlin. So I'm also planning a wedding, and like, you got a signature cocktail of yours, Rebecca?
I made a joke. Mine's gonna be Miller Lite.
You're gonna be all right. All right, well, that's better than me. They're gonna just throw like lighter fluid in a mason jar and hand it to my self-destructive self. Like, I mean, come on. They all know I'm trash, but like, I got to tell you, my engagement is a really fantastic story. Because I was super nervous when I got the ring, and I'm like gonna propose to Chelsea, the love of my life, and I'm so excited, and I'm also nervous. And I totally surprised her, you guys. Like, we go out to a fancy dinner. We have this wonderful walk along the waterfront. And I get down on one knee, and I pull the ring out, and I'm like, Chelsea, will you marry me? And she's so surprised. And she responds with the worst way that you can when you're surprised. No way! I'm gonna go fill my pockets with rocks and walk into the bay now. Actually, guys, that is going to be my time. Thank you so much for joining us for the always fun cancel mic when I take over the TB&J show.
It is at least
I am
canceled.
going to be really excited introducing our next comedian, who we are moving up slightly higher on the list because their lead-in canceled.
They have been notified.
Yep, but they notified, so they're not a piece of shit. They're from Chicago and not taking shit from anyone at the moment. Give it up for Katie Zane.
Woo, 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 woo!
Thank you so much. Yeah, the last live mic I did, I yelled at someone. They tried to cut, and it's a mic where you have to sit around for hours, and you don't cut that kind of mic. That's not how I wanted to start my set, but that's the truth. I have a bunch of new stuff that I've been writing. I'm just going to like kind of go through all of them like we do. So I'm about to go on vacation, like real vacation for the first time in a really long time. I'm so excited. I'm going to be getting so many rapid tests. So many going up my nose constantly. My parents are in their late 60s, and we're trying to be as responsible as we can to be able to do this thing. And okay, so like, this has come up a couple times. So like, my best friend is gonna, like, one of my best friends is gonna like meet us down at this beach. We're going to the Outer Banks, which is, if you're from the East Coast, like one of the best beaches to go to. And so we're going to Outer Banks. My best friend's going to come down for like a weekend. My boyfriend's coming for a week from Chicago to spend time with my family. And it's super great. And then like a bunch of times, something that's popped up is people are like, is your sister going? And I'm like, no, she's not. There's just like no room. there's just like no room. It's a really small beach house, which is true. It is a really like when I say I'm like going to a beach house at the Outer Banks, I mean like we're renting one and we barely fit in the cottage. Everyone fit in the cottage when most of the people in the cottage were like under 10 years old because you could like cram them all in a bed. You know how that goes, little kids on vacation. But now where everyone's like an adult and you can't fucking do that anymore. And so yeah, there's not a lot of space, and that is the absolute truth. But when my boyfriend asked me, I finally answered him honestly the other day. I said, yeah, we don't want her to be there. We don't want her to come. Because like the thing is like it's like you love your family, right? But like you don't have to like spending time with them. Like related. Like, and also like God love my sister, is not her fault the way she is, but she is like, you know, those kind of people that are just like massive drainage of like energy. Like you get in a room with them and it's just like they're directly plugged into you somehow. And I don't know how to have them drain you of everything. My sister can be one of those kinds of people. And like I said, it's not actually her fault. I regularly like quietly to myself, I'm like, Aaron, I'm so sorry for you having so much of our grandfather in you. Like, I'm so sorry that happened. I got all of Dad's good genes. You got all of Mom's crap genes. Like, I'm so sorry. That was much longer than I expected. I have a whole minute today. That was like one bit. Like, that was just like one part. Okay, so I'll do some quick ones. If I had started cross stitch earlier, I would have way less tattoos. I would just have a bunch more cool shit hanging in my house, though. Like, better art. I watch a lot of true crime. Something I've discovered is like, have you ever noticed that there's like a big theme in true crime, which is that a lot of times somebody who's like a killer was also abused as a child. And I really I don't understand child abuse, because I don't understand how like evil people are also pro-life.
Yeah.
Like, why are all these psychopaths also making children? Like, why is that big? Like, get an abortion. Like, if you even have a tiny ounce of crazy in you, get an abortion. I'm crazy. I can say this. I've been Katie Zane. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Katie Zane. Yeah. Really excited about our next comedian because they are here. Give it up for Evan Klim.
Thank you so much, Brooks, for that lovely introduction. Thank you. Hey, everyone, it's Evan Klim, and here's what I did today. I made homemade refrigerator pickles. I listened to a band you never heard of on vinyl. Yes, all while drinking espresso with a tiny half moon of lemon rind, you know, to cut the bitterness. And at one point, I just realized to myself, oh my God, I'm full hipster now. The transformation is complete. Yeah. All right. Here's something about me that I want you folks to know is my last name, Klim, spelled backwards. It's Milk, which I find is super fitting because usually only 2% of audiences get my jokes. Yeah. You guys are part of the 2%. Good job. Yeah. So I think we can all agree that the last year and a half has been a bit rough for everyone. Yes. I, though, have been using this as an opportunity to like just make the best of it, you know? And because I've been using this as a time to grow as a person, you know? And I feel like I have, because I've gained 30 pounds. Thank you. Before the pandemic started, I actually quit smoking. So I've gone the last year and a half without smoking. So thank you for that. Yeah. I downloaded an app on my phone to help me quit, and it told me over the last year and a half, I've saved over $5,000 in cigarettes. It's cool. Yeah, it's good. So I use that $5,000 to buy myself 3 ounces of cocaine. Yeah. I then sold those 3 ounces for $8,000. So it's a good rate of return. It's good. Yeah. I'm in the consignment bracket now. So if you need a connection, just let me know. Okay. I do like to think of myself as an honest person. Like, whenever I'm at the grocery store and I'm using the self-checkout, I'm always honest when I tell the machine how many bags I'm using. I am, because at least I can do after I'm shoplifting half of my groceries. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So this apartment I've been in, so I moved in with my girlfriend about 6 months ago, and man, if the walls in this apartment could talk, they'd be screaming from all the times I've hammered nails into it. Yeah. So I've been living with my girlfriend for the last 6 months, and it's funny because I recently took a tally of all the places I've lived in, and over the last 10 years, I've lived in 7 places and had over 30 roommates. And like a third of those roommates came from when I lived in a frat house with 11 other guys. And as you can imagine, the house was always clean because men in their early 20s love cleaning up after themselves. Yeah, we really love to be held accountable for our actions. That's for sure. Yeah. And whenever I tell people I used to live in a frat house, sometimes people ask me like, dude, you lived in a frat house? You must have slept with so many ladies. They say it in that accent, you know? Yeah. And it's true. It's true if by ladies you mean ladybugs, and by ladybugs you mean bedbugs, then yes, I have slept with a lot of ladies. Yeah. I'm not really one to flex, but I recently got a Dyson, so yeah. And it's true. It's very true what people say about Dysons. They're amazing at picking up dirt you didn't know was there. Like the other day, my girlfriend used it on me, and she found so much dirt on me.
Ooh.
I have no idea what it is, but I'm told it's bad. Anyways, that joke is stupid. This one's probably going to be even more stupider. The other day, I was at the beach, and somebody was like, "Hey, does anyone know CPR? Does anyone know CPR?" And I was like, "I do. I'll go get him." Okay, thank you. That's my time. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.
Woo! Going for Evan Klim, you guys. Our next
Sorry, didn't mean to distract by my squee.
Our next comedian needs no introduction. Give it up for Emma Paxton. Woo-hoo!
So I will never be this person. So as long as I shall live, I will never have a sign that says live, laugh, love, or in the kitchen, a sign that says eat, drink here. Oh, is that what you're supposed to do in the kitchen? Or in the bathroom, a sign that says bath time. God forbid, God help you, if you have a sign that says breathe, I'm not breathing. I'll just never breathe again. Okay? So as long as I shall live, I'm never breathing again. So I don't really understand that. Like I can't stand the cadence in news voices, like the newscasters. Like, what does it say about our society that we just can't handle emotion when we look at bad things that happen in the world? Like, it's super healthy to talk like this. I can't deal with my feelings. I'm a robot. Like, what if we talk like this, like during arguments? Like, how come you never listened to me? Breaking news, you're a prick. Why didn't you answer my text? Stay tuned for when you never clean the dishes. I don't know. That might be more effective. Does anyone, this is only going to work if anyone has heard that Justin Bieber song. This is embarrassing that I know this song. Okay, I saw it in the Instagram reels, like it was just shown to me. I don't know why. Does anyone know his song like Lonely or whatever?
Yeah. Woo.
Okay. So I don't think I've ever reached the level of lonely where I need to start yodeling. Like that's a level of lonely that he has apparently had, and I've never resorted to yodeling. But he has. So has anyone been watching the Olympics?
Woo.
Yeah, so this would have made more sense a week ago, but I wasn't here on the screen a week ago.
Woo.
So, like this swimming, and they're like always adjusting their caps like constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if there's a medal for that. I feel like there should be. Like most fidgets with caps and goggles. People like spit a lot. Like there's just all these little things they do. And I love the tropes they have for just like go for the gold or the pressure is really on. Like they really just need to update these tropes they use when they talk about sports in the Olympics. How much time is there? Okay, 1 minute. So has anyone heard of cryotherapy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing you can do. You can pay for. I just thought it's what I did ages 12 to 24. Apparently not. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for tonight. Thank you.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Emma Paxton. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, everybody. Our next comedian is a Boston comic who has appeared at clubs around New England, the Comedy Studio Improv Boston. Give it up for Michael Badler. Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much. Good to see you guys. I've been worried about the Delta variant. Like, I don't want us all to be sent back to square one. And most of life on Zoom was fine for me, but I feel like none of it was as weird as Zoom therapy. I was seeing my therapist on Zoom recently, and she was like, hey, if you're ever in a moment of crisis, let me know and we can get on a call. And I immediately thought that would be weird. I'd probably rather just die at that point than to call you, give you a tearful confession of my mental health, and then just have you be like, you were muted that entire time. You need to start from the beginning. I'm getting back into travel now, which is really exciting. I miss the weirdness of travel. Like, my weirdest travel experience was having a layover in Dublin, Ireland, and seeing a tourism billboard for Hartford, Connecticut. Did that billboard work? I want to know how many Irish families were tricked by the state of Connecticut into ditching their plans for the Hollywood Walk of Fame to instead go see the United Healthcare corporate offices in downtown Hartford. Because what would an honest Hartford tourism billboard even say? Like, hey man, come to Hartford. You might see the world's last circuit city. It's crazy that Hartford decided to go international with its advertising. I'm from Connecticut. Their first question should have been, how do we get people from Ireland to come to Hartford? It should have just been, how do we get people from Connecticut to come to Hartford? It made more sense to me once I realized that they can't trick people from Connecticut to going to an objectively horrible city that they already know about. Like, their only hope is tricking the Irish. And it all adds up once you consider that the second largest ancestry group in Connecticut is Irish. For all we know, that billboard's been up for centuries, just tricking people dying from a potato famine to come to Hartford, just to have them look at the city and wish they could go back at home and starve. I'll leave you guys with this. A few weeks ago, I ended up watching the movie 8 Mile with my friend and his grandparents, which is a weird sentence to say. My friend's grandmother didn't understand the concept of a rap battle, though, which I assume makes 8 Mile multitudes more interesting if you just think it's about a guy who tells insults in increasingly perfect cadence throughout the movie. But she never heard of a rap battle, and she kept saying things like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, why are they rhyming in each other's faces? And eventually my friend's grandfather got annoyed. He looks at her and says, it's rhetoric, Marie. I don't think I've ever heard someone give such a confident explanation of what hip hop is and also have it be so bad. Like, it's the whitest interpretation of hip hop I've heard in my entire life. I want an entire show of this guy just trying to explain pop culture to his wife. And she's watching TikTok videos like, I don't get what this is. And he's like, it's cinema, Marie. But does he think Young Thug gets off stage and his posse's like, dude, your diction was off the chain tonight. You had some great hyperbole. Look forward to another discourse tomorrow, fellas. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Give it up for Michael Vabner, you guys. All right, so since you gave 40 seconds to the room, I am going to say, Michael, I'm disappointed you didn't use Hartford's signature tourist catchphrase, we have heroin. I mean, look, I can't judge too much. Like, I grew up in Maine. Boston was the shining city on the hill, and I cannot believe that, like, only in New England is a city full of pissed off, drunken, cold Irishmen a shining beacon that you want to end up in.
Damn.
All right, now that I've done roasting the various cities of New England, I'm going to introduce our final comedian of the night. He is a Dallas-based English-born comic. Give it up for David Parsons.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Thank you. Good evening. So, being originally from England, sometimes I make love Paul Revere style. I ride all night and then I yell, "The British are coming!" Of course, I'm just joking. I'm a happily married man with a 10-year-old daughter. Best contraceptive ever. And my love life isn't, shall we say, what it once was. Not going to say my wife's sex drive's low, but I'm not sure what was colder, the winter storm that whipped through the South in February, or the look on her face the other night when I gently touched her butt as she was brushing her teeth. We don't do foreplay anymore in my house. We do chore play. My best, if not only, route to a good time in the bedroom is an empty dishwasher. And we no longer Netflix and chill. We Disney Plus and guilt trip. So we thought we'd try a little role play to spice things up. We considered policeman and suspect, professor and student, but eventually went with childless couple who doesn't have to get their calendars out to schedule sex. It's going to be fantastic. We've got it penciled in for August 15th. But just in case you think the romance is completely gone in my relationship, I bought my wife the best Valentine's Day gift. A mug that said, "I love you more than bacon." Because sometimes it's the little lies that keep the romance alive. All right, so I've been here for 20 years, and I'm pretty well domesticated now. But when I first moved to the US, there were some words that gave me a little trouble because they have a different meaning in America, and it caused some confusion. In America, the word fanny is slang for buttocks. In England, a fanny is a vagina. So maybe you can imagine my confusion when an American friend said, "Gee, I went on a long bike ride yesterday. My fanny's still sore." How the hell were you sitting on the saddle, lady? Staying on the subject of genitals for a second. To the English, beavers aren't remotely sexual. In fact, the youngest Girl Scouts are called Beaver Scouts and are led by a gray beaver. "Please, sir, would you like to buy some beaver cookies?" Not really, no. In England, rubbers are used to erase pencil marks. Not here, which explains the strange look I got when, before a test in college, I told an American classmate that I didn't have a rubber and asked if she had a spare I could borrow. "What?" I said. "I'm just trying to stop myself from making a mistake I'll pay for later." Well, didn't get the rubber, and she sat on the other side of the classroom, and just as I feared, the need arose during the test, and I had to rub one out as best as I could. And this one's the worst. The American use of the word spunk makes me positively nauseous. In America, spunk means courage, determination, get up and go. In England, spunk is slang for semen.
Oh, no.
So imagine, if you will, my horror when an American friend told me that a 15-year-old daughter was full of spunk.
No.
Oh, God, I hope not. Well, been a fantastic mic. You've been awesome. I've been David Parsons. Cheers.
All right, you guys. Woo! Keep it going for David Parsons. All right, everyone. That was our final comedian of the night. Please plug your pluggables, your socials, any projects or mics you got coming up in the chat. Tom, close us out, man.
Okay, fine, I guess. I'm
Close
just
us
a
out, sad
sad
clock.
little clock, you know? No. I will go ahead and give us a proper send-off. What's up, everybody? That's it for tonight. We're gonna stop streaming, but if any of the comedians want to hang out, we normally keep the room open for 15 to 20 minutes after for some, green room time. But otherwise, I want to give a big thank you to all the comedians who performed tonight. My awesome co-host, Brooks Pupsy, and to you, our audience, all three of you. We hit a high time of 3 tonight. We are building our audience. We are going viral. We are doing it slowly but surely, which, as we know from the pandemic, is not viral at all. But if you enjoyed the show and want to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at districtcomedy.io. Again, that's districtcomedy.io. And have a great night, everybody. Goodbye. Bye. This is like the